all the problems that they may have that one moment, that one evening. And this New Year's Eve is the culmination of the mega program on a stage that's 4 miles wide.
Las Vegas's mega program has evolved into a high-rolling fireworks extravaganza. Billed as America's Party, this spectacular New Year's finale is shot from 22 casinos, stretching from one end of the Strip to the other.
I think the reason why people ask or demand fireworks for New Year's Eve is because it's a moment to celebrate. It's something that's very energetic, something that's happy.
This year, the Grucci team has the challenge of getting 41,000 firework devices safely onto 22 locations, 12 of them high-rise hotel roofs. In all, the show will require over 4,000 hours of setup time. And because this is Las Vegas, it will incorporate special designer shells from countries around the world.
The product that we use, the special effects, more so for New Year's Eve than we would say for a 4th of July program, are the whites, the glitters, the cold looks because of the winter, all of the silvers, and a little touch of red and green naturally coming off the holiday that we're coming off of right now. But it's very festive.
Today's cutting-edge firework displays have raised the bar on technology. America's Party will average 1,100 digital firing instructions per minute, coming from 32 computers. They, in turn, will utilize a uniform time-coded signal as reference for integrating all 22 launch sites.
We have drum rolls, and you'll actually see the building up and down the Strip because we're utilizing the technology, split-second technology of the computers. You'll have those rolls back and forth, and there's moments when the comets will be firing on a 60-degree angle to left stage, a 60-degree angle to right stage, and they'll go back and forth almost like windshield wipers. To see the whole Strip do that, that's going to be a real charge to see that happen and integrate that whole thing as one.
At the aerial shell ground level sites, fireworks will be launched the old-fashioned way, by hand. That doesn't mean pyrotechnicians will be out there lighting fuses with a torch. It does mean shells at these locations will be fired by the push of a button instead of a command from a computer. One thing for certain, the total effect will be awesome.
We have a multi-billion-dollar stage out there that no one else has, and we need to light it up with one big party celebration and fireworks topping it off.
Night falls on New Year's Eve. The roof of the Rio Casino, with a commanding view of the entire Strip, is the control center for the show. Tension mounts as last-minute checks at all the sites are performed.
Treasure Island, is your aerial above you clear? Is that helicopter over you, or are you clear? Over?
Unlike most programs, there can be no delays. Midnight is midnight.
If my heart isn't pumping out of my chest just before that program happens, either I'm a little bit too cocky or I really have no idea what I'm doing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4...
becomes a golden Milky Way as gold flitter split comets, the Grucci signature shell, explode above the great length of casinos.
My greatest hope is to create this show to be as big as New York's celebration so that the rest of the world will go, oh my God, you have to be in Las Vegas on New Year's Eve. It's unbelievable what they do.
Bright white magnesium comets turn the night into day as the show builds to its finale.
everybody. Excellent job. Everybody deserves this one. Happy New Year. Nice. Got that sucker.
Fireworks are a form of expression that convey across national and ethnic divides strong feelings that include joy, honor, and pride. To find the world's greatest displays, it's only natural that we should go to China, which recently hosted a gathering of heads of state, with fireworks featured prominently on the official slate. It was a great honor for Fireworks by Grucci to be invited to help manage this fireworks extravaganza. The Chinese understood that without the Grucci's cutting-edge expertise in digital firing, a show of this magnitude could never take place. The irony of producing a show for the Chinese, however, was not lost on the program's technical director, Phil Grucci.
This is the first time the Grucci family has collaborated on a program in China. We're thinking this is the country that invented black powder, that developed the first firecracker.
China's affection for fireworks definitely lives on. It's how the Chinese celebrate occasions both small and very big.
By our invitation to come here and assist them to produce this largest fireworks show in the country of China ever, they in essence said, here's our great fireworks. Now please put a show together for us and produce this great entertainment meeting.
Thanks to centuries of relative isolation, Chinese art and culture were allowed to flower. Here, more than 1,000 years ago, the first gunpowder was developed, not for making war, but for dazzling displays of thunder and fire. Today, China's pyrotechnic tradition continues, with more fireworks factories than anywhere, particularly in the Shanghai region. China chose Shanghai to host the first meeting on its soil of APEC nation heads of state. APEC's goal is to promote economic relations between member countries. The occasion called for a traditional Chinese welcome of unprecedented scale. To design the show, they hired acclaimed New York-based artist and fireworks designer Tsai Guo-Qiang, winner of a Venice Biennale Golden Lion and other awards from important museums like the Guggenheim.
Fireworks, by their very nature, are an artistic form of expression. Like a single flower, a fireworks explosion in the sky is a complete work of art. The main benefit of asking an artist's involvement in a fireworks show is to give it rhythm and theme.
Another reason the Gruccis were brought in was that they had collaborated with Tsai in the past on other large-scale fireworks projects. However, none as big as this.
The producers finally started looking at the size of this program and realizing it was beyond just a normal fireworks program. The reason why we were invited to the project was because of our abilities to deliver the show. Our showmanship creativity, our showmanship abilities, and our project management, which is a big part of being able to deliver that show.
Their crew would consist of 300 Chinese and 65 Americans. Tsai's ambitious plan called for computerized firings of over 40,000 devices in a short 18-minute program.
I think the Gruccis have the greatest technical challenge. They have it the hardest with all the elements involved in the program. The barges, the buildings on the bund, the river shoreline, the boats, all working and synchronized together in time with the music.
Our technology and our firing systems we're bringing here from the United States to put this program together of thousands and thousands of fireworks shows and make it an art form.
For the show to be a success, Tsai and the Gruccis must navigate an ocean of Chinese agencies and institutions. For Tsai, who is returning for the first time in 15 years, it is a chance to design a show for his native land. Due to his international reputation as an artist, he enjoys an unusual degree of freedom on this project, in contrast with the relative lack of freedom of his earlier days here.
The site itself has been a major inspiration for the show. Many other shows might involve a river, barges, and of course the sky. But the opportunity to work with the buildings on the Bund, having a middle ground for this grand stage, is unique. This has been the basic inspiration and structure for the program.
So as any major ceremony, international ceremony, you roll the red carpet out for the guests. And the first scene in this program is us rolling out a flickering red carpet that's going to be 1,000 feet long by 600 feet wide across the river.
The team would run into many obstacles, but they would soon realize that the key to pulling off this show would be their ability to compromise.
Working with the Chinese was quite challenging.
They think this is the same thing. If we put this electric match here,
它装在这里也可以跟电脑一样接，一回事啊。这个装在这里不可以跟电脑一起接。
你听我讲，还有很多要装，这只是一个。
每一个都。
Because when you put the electric match in the
What we had on paper was crumpled up and thrown off to the side, and we were working on a day-to-day basis and making adjustments as we went along.
One of the main technical feats involves special effect pyrotechnics fired from the rooftops of the European-style buildings along Shanghai's famous Bund.
We had full cooperation with the city because this was such an important event for the Chinese government and the city of Shanghai. The pleasant surprises were when there were blockades that we might not normally get through here or there. Those blockades were opened very quickly in order to get to the end result, which is a successful fireworks program.
With VIPs safely out of sight, only Chinese security personnel and select media are on the streets at showtime. In ancient times, fireworks were used in China as offerings to heaven. Today, they are just as ethereal, appearing and disappearing in the night sky, evoking a range of emotions. In the middle of the program, a 4,000-foot-long fireworks chain meant to represent a dragon, weaves its way through the rooftops along the Bund. Dragons to the Chinese mean good luck, reflecting people's hopes and inner thoughts.
Fireworks is a great medium to be able to transcend those international barriers, to be able to use the art form, the vision, as a means of communicating.
On this grand canvas, the fireworks artists have painted a masterpiece, expressing not only a warm welcome to distinguished guests, but also a representation of China's remarkable past and its great aspirations for the future. Breathtaking display, 3,000 pyrotechnic devices spew silver flame from the 1,500-foot Pearl Tower as the show reaches its climax.
Lantern shells in the fireworks tradition, specific to the Chinese tradition, is a shell that goes up in the air and it opens up like a red lantern. There's a candle on the inside, and because of the heat that the candle produces, it keeps the lantern airborne in the sky for about 15 seconds. When it's all over and said, and you look at that show and say, that was something that we did, we produced that, and working with the Chinese, like going into war, you're kind of battling somebody, and at the end, you give yourself a hug, and you walk down the street and say, we won't do that anymore. But I would go back to China in a heartbeat. I'd go back there again and look for a bigger challenge.
From China, where fireworks began and continue their reign, to Spain, where they're such a part of the culture they're practically in the blood. Tons upon tons of firepower used to create joy. Whether it's to celebrate a national holiday with pride and patriotism, as at Mount Rushmore, or to ring in the new year as only Las Vegas can, or whether it's to throw a huge party for a mega event like the Kentucky Derby, fireworks demonstrate their timeless power to inspire the imagination and fire the soul. There's a connection that goes way back, one that millions of people make every time they watch the sky come alive with fire.